Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live just outside of Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm very happy that you're here today. We are going to make this card, but it's really not the subject of what I'm doing here today. I've decided to review some stamp positioners since Stampin' Up! No longer sells their Stamparatus. But we will make this card and I'll be showing you a few things. We're going to be using a couple of the new sets that are in the new mini catalog, which I can't show you right now, although this will air after it's available. So anyway, I don't have it with me, but Peaceful Seasons and Peaceful Evergreens. They also come with dies, which I'm not using today. But I wanted to, again, really show you the different stamp positioners I've tried. This is a little crooked. If you're viewing me on YouTube and you want the project sheet for this particular card, you can go to my website at stampmesilly.com. If you have any questions or if you don't have a demonstrator and would like a new catalog, please email me at jandufour@yahoo.com, or on my website at the very top, there's a contact me, and it will either, it asks you whether or not you want a catalog or if you just want to be on the mailing list. If you see anything here today that you want to purchase, and I'll be specific about what is a Stampin' Up! product, you can go to my online store directly at jandufour.stampinup.net. All right. I've been struggling because our Stamparatus, our beloved Stamparatus, is gone. And my first advice would be, if you have money to spend on a stamp positioner, for about the same price that you see with the stamp positioners I'm going to show you, you can probably find a Stamparatus on eBay. And that's my recommendation. The Stamparatus is better, in my opinion, than any of the others. Now, I will right up front say that all of the stamp positioners I'm going to show you are well made. They work. They're good for their product, but they don't do everything the Stamparatus did. And that's where my I wish it did this kind of syndrome comes from. But anyway, they're all appropriate. I'll tell you the pros and cons I have on the ones that I have, and we'll go from there. If you recall, or if you follow me, I'm trying to find it now. Where did it go? Uh-oh. Well, while I'm looking for it, when the Stamparatus got discontinued, I showed people how to make a Stamparatus. Not a Stamparatus, a stamp positioner. I'm sorry, I'm flipping around here. I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, if you want to learn how to make one, you can go onto my website at stampmesilly.com and put in the search bar stamp positioner, and it will come up. And basically, it's a case like this, which I don't know why I can't find, but and it's got a picture of my logo on the front. But it's using a stamp case and making it into a stamp positioner. It does have limitations, which I talk about there. You know, it'll only take a certain size card. You can get a 5x7 in there, but there's not a lot of positioning other than making sure it stamps in the right case. It works great. The cost of it is $9, and you get 4 cases, not this. You get 4 cases, so you could actually make 4 stamp positioners. Or you can use some of the others for different things that I've used these for, storage and that kind of thing. And then you need a piece of, what am I trying to say? A metallic sheet, so that things will, your stamp positioner magnet will stay on it. And that's it. So basically, it'll cost you maybe $12 to make it. It works very well. I show it in many of my videos. And that's the way I would go if you don't have the money to spend. I just saw it. It's right here. As I said, it's just a stamp positioner with a magnetic sheet. I did put acetate over the top of that. It's actually the acetate that you get inside these things, just so that it wouldn't, the stamps can stick to it. And then I just use paper in there. It works great. and it's cheap. So keep that in mind. Going forward though, to make this card, I'm using 2 of the same brand, and these are Misties by Sweet Petunia, My Sweet Petunia. I've got them going in different directions, which is fine. This is the small one. It is essentially card size. There is a magnet in there. It's well made. It's, it does the trick. I'm going to go ahead and do the red part. Let me get this one out. And I'll show you basically, I've pre-positioned this so that we don't have to go through that part of it, because this is not really the reason for this particular one. But we'll go ahead. I like that you can get the, get it to lie pretty flat, not exactly flat, but kind of flat. I don't use the magnet often. It does come with a magnet. It comes with a foam pad that you can use for when you're doing photopolymer. You can take the pad out when you're using our red rubber because it might be too high. I'll be honest, I don't take mine out. Rarely have I had a problem with it that way either. It's great because if you want to re-ink, which it doesn't really need it, the whole point, or one of the points of the stamp positioner, is to be able to restamp, because that way you're not wasting anything. It's right exactly where it needs to be. So if you've misstamped, you're saving on paper. So the pros are it's well made, it's pretty, it's small and contained, easy to store. The con, I would say, is it's too small. It's fine if you're using a card only this size. I can't make a 5x7 card in here unless I'm using pieces of it. So although one of my favorite people prefers this size, I do not, for that said purpose, because if I want to make a 5x7 full front, it doesn't fit in here. And unlike the Stamparatus, it has edges. So I can't put it on the outside like that because it'll mess up the card. So it's just not for me. So there's that one. Again, very well made. I think they're about $70, I want to say. This is the next size up. It is not the largest size they sell. The largest size they sell, I think, is scrapbook size, if I am not mistaken. Again, there's a foam pad. Again, I'm not taking it out, even though I could. I'll put this on top so I don't make a mess of my pad. I think I had this up in the corner. Yep. So, obviously you can do a 5x7 card in here. You can do a little bit bigger than that. I personally will probably demonstrate using this, although I will also continue to use this because it works. Anyway, so for this card, I did the Merry Christmas in Real Red. And then for the first layer, this is a really cool evergreens. It's got layers. You can use them as they are, just one. You can stamp this one on this one and then that on top in 3 different colors or multiples of this. You can just use that one over that one. There's all kinds of ways that you can use the trees for a slightly different look. I'm going to go ahead and start with Granny Apple Green. And we'll stamp this. Now I'm using this slightly off center or off the bottom of the card because of everything else I did. It didn't stamp really good there, and that's because I have this hanging over and this is an edge, so I can't do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to make sure it's back where it belongs, and I'm just going to come back and press more over here, and it did what it did. Again, that's my fault because I've got this off center. I'm okay with that because the next layer is, let me get something to clean my stamp with. The next layer will cover that up and it won't matter. So we'll take this off And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be clever and stamp two things at once. I'm going to put this one over this one, and that will stamp it again. And then I'm going to make this be a little tree, and I'm going to put it in there so I can stamp it at the same time. Again, I could take out the pad, but I'm going to show you with one that's not sticking out, so it shouldn't cause any interference, that you can do it with the pad in. So I'm doing this up the center, and then this one will be over here. And as you can see, it filled that in. If I was really concerned about it, I didn't overstep it on this one, and it still is rather weak or light on that side. If I wanted to make it just a little bit darker, I'll go ahead and take this off and put the small one, which is this one here, in the center of this one. And I'm going to move it slightly over here to maybe make up for some of that. It's new, so it's squeaking. What are these called? Hinges. The hinges are squeaking. And there you go. So it has darkened it up a little bit, and that will be lovely. It's a very quick card that you can do in multiples, which was another reason why I wanted to make this card, because it, if you do the Merry Christmas on 20 cards and then change out your thing and put this tree down and stamp 20 cards, and then put the two trees down and stamp 20 cards, and you're done. That makes it rather quick. So pros about this one, again, it's well made. There's nothing wrong with it. The hinges need to be graphited or something to make it stop squeaking, but that's not really an issue. It's bigger, which means I can do my 5x7 cards, which is why I will probably keep it. It has limitations because of the fact that it has a raised border all the way around. So you can't hang anything off it. I guess you could get away with hanging something a little bit off this side. So it gives you, because I don't know. Let's see, would that cause a problem? Let us check. Let's see if I wanted to do that. Yeah, it'd let me. So if I wanted to, I could put that over there. So that's the pros and cons. This one costs $100. Now I have seen coupons. I believe I bought it with a coupon. But those are the Misty by My Sweet Petunia. I would recommend for either of these that you purchase it on Amazon. I hadn't bought anything for a while. This is my fault, and I fully admit this. I had left my old address in there. It didn't really ask me my address until after it already sent it, because I guess it knew what my address was, except I went to the wrong place, of course. My concern and complaint about it is there is no customer service. It tells you there right on the website you can't contact us. In the state of Kentucky, we have 3 days to cancel an order, and I didn't have that opportunity. I did email them at their contact email, and I never heard from them. So I would purchase this, which, as I did with this one, on Amazon. And that way you have an opportunity to return it. You have an opportunity to discuss things. You can call Amazon, and they will talk to you. So that's my recommendation for that. Then I got intrigued. I found a new, new wheel. This one is by Altenew. It's called the Stamp Wheel. And it comes with this sticky mat. It does not come with this. That's extra. I bought that to put underneath. But it does come with the sticky mat, the stamp wheel container, and this. They do sell other kinds of these round things. I don't know what to call them. The top of the wheel. And so I wanted to give you a shout out just so you could kind of see what I do, what you can do with this. This is the example. You basically put down your card. And I made a mistake there. That, again, is my fault. I was not careful. Here we go. And so you basically, and again, I'm not going to go through all of this because it's just a review. They have extensive and repeating videos at the Altenew, ALTENEW website. I am not an affiliate, so I can give you the link, but it doesn't get me anything. Not that it should cost you anything anyway, but anyway, so pros, you can do things in the round because you can stamp it and then you can go back and rotate it. Now, I did not do this one. I skipped one of them and did the next one. That's something you could work out while you're doing it and deciding what you want to do. And it's, you know, this time if I skip 2, 1 and 2, and put that right in there, and it goes right in the right spot. And it does make a very nice circle. I don't do a lot of wreaths. I played with it, making this kind of thing. This is too big to really go all the way around. So it didn't work any better or worse than a regular stamp positioner. This is also $100. I didn't have any problems. So say I have ink on this, and of course I have not put that back in exactly the same place, but they tell you to use the open hole or put a little gem or something on the top so you know where the top is. You kind of put it in here and you'll notice it's not touching. You put it in here and then you put it down. So I didn't have any problem. I did there, but that's because I dropped the wheel like that, which is not what you're supposed to do. But anyway, I didn't have any problems doing it and making sure it lined up and, you know, being repeatable. If I needed to stamp again, it did that very well. It comes with the sticky mat, you know, just the top layer with no markings underneath. You could make your own markings on the back side of it. Let me see if I can lift it up here. It is flat and straight on this side, bumpy on this side. Again, this is something, it's sticky also. It's something you can purchase in addition, which I did. But this comes out, you can wash it if it gets dirty. It worked very well for a regular stamp positioner. Has a slight advantage of being able to do these wheel type things. I don't do this very much, and it's kind of big and clunky with this on the outside. I personally would not recommend this. Again, it's well made. It's got advantages. It's got the sticky mat, which is something with the other two you would have to purchase separately. It's intriguing. It's got all kinds of markings so you can move things around. If you like to do wreaths and things of that nature, this would be a great choice. Like I said, it is about the same price as the medium size My Petunia Misty. So it's something you can think about what you want to do. Go to their website. Again, they have lots of instructions on how to use it. I just thought that I should include it in my evaluation and let you know what I thought about that. It's got little sticky feet so that it doesn't move around once you get it there. Another advantage is if you're doing stencils, it's very nice. Let me get the stencil out. If you are, well, I don't have a stencil out. This is not a stencil. Duh. Hang on. I do have stencils. If you, oh, I am so sorry. Did you get sick and dizzy on that? Anyway, the point is, you can put your paper down, put it wherever you want. Doesn't matter when you're doing the sticky thing. And then when you put this down, this sticks. So it's very easy to blend on here and do stenciling. So that's definitely an advantage. In order for you to do that with this, My Sweet Petunia, you'd have to get their sticky mats to be able to do that. That would be an additional cost. So just keep that in mind as well. I guess if I were going to do a lot of wheels and round circles and do a lot of blending and using stencils, I might, in fact, opt out for this because it's got a few other advantages that I mentioned previously. So that's my review on that. Let's finish up the pretty card. Close this up. If you have any questions, again, I would just recommend that if you're interested in my stamp positioner, go to my website, stampmesilly.com, put in stamp positioner. The video will come out. It's actually got this and an L, which I got here. For those, there's a few things that can't do that the L will allow you to do. And if anybody has been around stamping for a while, they'll remember this thing called a thingamajig. So in other words, I can, and I show this on the video, I could put something right there because I would put the stamp here, stamp it, and then, you know, I can reposition and stamp it and that kind of thing. So go out there and look at that. If you're interested in the MISTI, there's a lot of tutorials just on YouTube, or go to their website, My Sweet Petunia. And then the last one is the Altenew. That is also got, on YouTube, has got lots of videos. And of course, their website at altenew.com has instructions on how to use it. And they've got additions now. They have other wheels. I didn't really pay much attention to those, but that might give you another idea of how you could use this. I have just done, again, my project sheet on my website, stampmesilly.com, has all of the cut measurements, but this red is essentially a half layer. So if you go to the free page, you'll see that the half layer is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I switched to what a regular layer is, so the first layer. And that's why they're so close. And then the last thing is, again, a half layer. How can you tell? Because of the narrowness of the border. The border is only about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So that would be the 1.5 layers. So that would be the measurement. Again, it's all on my website. But these would be quick and fast cards. I weighed them. They do not weigh any more than a first-class stamp will pay for. So there's no additional postage. When you talk layers, that's something that you have to consider always. And then I decided it needed a gem. It looked lonely, and I didn't have a color gem that I wanted. So what you do is that the dark, so you take a stamp blend or an alcohol marker, and you color the one that you want. We'll use this one. And I usually let it dry for its alcohol. It doesn't take very long. But then I dab the top with the second layer of color. Makes it a little bit darker. It's not necessary, but it's just something I do. And because it's probably still a little bit wet, it does take a little bit longer to dry when you put it on a non-porous surface like this gem. And I decided that I just wanted it right under the Mary. And I put that on. That's it for today. I hope you found some of the information I gave you helpful, something to think about, somewhere to look. I think the last time I looked up our Stamparatus on eBay, I think I saw like $80 or $90, which is comparable to what you'd pay if you buy a MISTI or that stamp wheel. So there we have it, our first Christmas card of the year, and one that is very duplicatable. I had to say it. Or like I said, you can do it in the little stamp positioner that I have. Enjoy your day. Consider subscribing. I post once a week on Wednesdays, unless there's a flash sale, and then I will set out another post. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.